Greetings, fly fish fooders. This is Cheech here, and I'm going to show you my most effective still water pattern in the last 2 months, hands down. I've been fishing this for multiple species of fish in different bodies of water, and it continues to catch fish. So I might as well show you how to tie it. It's basically a play on a blank saver and a humongous at the same time in an olive coloration. So let's get started. As you can see, this hook is a little bit different. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's the Fulling Mill Bonio carp hook. I hope I said that correctly. But anyway, it's a short shank hook. It's got a Teflon finish. It's super sticky and it retains fish very, very well. First thing I'm going to do is take some 020 lead and wrap up a few times and then shove that lead under the bead, mostly just to seat it. Adds a little bit more weight. And then I'm going to dress the rest of the hook with some chartreuse thread. This yellowish chartreuse bead is critical on this fly. I think you could just tie the fly like this and the fish would probably eat it. The other thing is I've been using UV Sculpin Olive Fish Hunter Marabou from Nature Spirit, and it's super awesome stuff. It's a nice shade of olive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fibers from one piece of marabou and I'm going to use that for the tail. Now, a humongous style tail is a little bit longer than your typical bugger and a little bit more sparse. So I'm just going to bunch these up. I'm going to tie this into the fly right behind the lead. And as you can see, that's about how long you want your tail on this. The other trick, let me trim this off real fast. To make sure this tail doesn't foul around the hook, you take the thread and you wrap it back down the bend a little bit. That's a trick that Lance showed us. And he said it kind of makes you look like a noob, but that's what works. Uh-oh. My phone.
Cheech.
Siri, I'm not talking to you. Does anybody have a phone that does that? Siri, go away. Yeah, she doesn't listen. Shocker. Anyway, we were rudely interrupted by my phone. I'm going to use some wire to rib through this. The wire color doesn't really matter just because it kind of gets lost in all the dubbing and hackle. But what I'm going to do is just take some small sized red wire and I'll tie that in. The body on this fly is brown olive ice dub. Olive brown or brown olive, I get them mixed up all the time. But it's got that kind of greenish and purplish hue. And I'm going to dub this in kind of loose. And it's going to be somewhat messy. So if you can see that, it's not super tight. I'll probably actually need a little bit more than that to complete the fly. So I'll just build this up. Dubby wants to be really loose, and that's perfect. So really messy like that. And then I'm just going to rib a hackle through it. So I'm going to take a Euro hackle that's grizzly dyed olive, and I'm going to tie that in right behind the bead. And as you can see, the body's not very long at all, so I'm just going to take one full wrap at the head, and you can see it's kind of a longer hackle, and then two and a half wraps to the back, and I'll trap that with the wire, and then I'll take the wire forward. Right to here, and then I'll pull that back and helicopter the wire off. Whoa, strong wire. I didn't have it tied in well enough. There we go. All right, you can just break your hackle off and then just whip finish real quick. And you'll want to dab, some super glue or head cement on that. And then from here, I'm just going to take this Velcro brush and I'm going to brush that dubbing through the hackle. And this fly really isn't much, but it has put the beat down on old Curtis here, a whole bunch. Not really, he fishes chimeras. It's basically like bait. Alright, that is the olive humongous blank saver thingy that is catching tons of fish for me right now.